Everybody, my name is Colin. I'm doing a variety of things with Earth Engine, but today I am going to be I am representing the company Cloud to Street, and we are a community of scientists, former disaster relief managers, and social scientists, and our goal is to use Earth Engine to provide disaster information to the most flood vulnerable communities around the world. Floods happen everywhere and incur tons of damage, and talking to floodplain managers around the world, we have realized that a lot of them don't have access to extremely basic information about where floods have happened in the past. We got an award from Google Earth Outreach to team up with the Dartmouth Flood Observatory to create the world's largest historic flood map database. Here, the Dartmouth Flood Observatory has a list of about 5,000 floods since 1985. Here's some of the locations. And it has a general location, date range, and other information about the flood. So what we're doing is we are automating flood detection using Modus, Landsat, and Sentinel-1. And we've automated this in Earth Engine's Python API, and we're running it across that entire database. And along the way, I created this little flood mapping app that you can just type in a country and a date range, and it'll create a flood map for you. So in the end, this database is going to have about 5,000 flood maps with these 3 satellites. We'll have a website where you can easily view and download and compare it with other information, such as from the JRC permanent water and seasonal water bodies, to see how extreme a particular event was compared to normal seasonal flooding. This data set will also be available in Earth Engine. And there's a couple different layers in these flood maps that I'll show you. And we are planning on releasing this database this fall. Here's in the Rio Salado Basin in Argentina. We're doing a project with the World Bank there right now. Here's an example of a flood in 2001. And another layer is flood duration. So it's each pixel has a number of days during that event that it was flooded. And we're planning on using this for a variety of applications for assessing damage to agriculture, potential for development and spread of disease. Here's a little close-up of Cambodia and Vietnam for all the Mekong people in the room. And we're planning on using this database to, for example, there's lots of physically based flood models out there, but nobody has any idea how well they work. So we're going to use this database to help calibrate and validate these different flood models, allow people to have information to prepare and mitigate floods, use the historical inventory to look at past flood mitigation efforts and see how well they're working, combined with social variable information to identify the most vulnerable communities. And we are doing trainings just in the next month in Argentina and India, and we're working on one in Senegal right now as well.
How do you decide what a flood is?
That's a good question. So this is surface water, and then we're bringing in the JRC data set to look at permanent and seasonal water bodies to kind of give you that option to decide what is flood versus regular water.